The Rebuilding of Constantinople by Lauren, Alex, and Kylie. In AD 532, some of the major parts of Constantinople were ruined and result to the Nika revolts. The Nika revolts were a series of several riots in Constantinople which led to the destruction to many important and religious buildings, most importantly the Hagia Sophia. After the destruction, Justinian decided to rebuild many of the destroyed buildings. Justinian dreamed of an amazing city that was both beautiful and livable for the Constantinople citizens. In the process of rebuilding, he took some time to improve the overall infrastructure of the city. Justinian's main goal was to rebuild the city and make it as efficient as possible. To make the city as efficient as possible, Justinian used stronger building materials and created many aqueducts and bridges. His rebuilding of Constantinople showed his strengths in art and architecture, especially with his rebuild of the Hagia Sophia. Starting from 537 to 1453, the Hagia Sophia served as the center of the Orthodox Church. After this, it was converted into a mosque, and now it is a museum. Rebuilt in 537 by Justinian, its dimensions were so monumental that it was his greatest achievement. The diameter dome measured to over 100 feet, and the arches were 160 feet high, which set a long-standing legacy in Byzantine architecture. It was characterized by gold, bronze, mosaics, and marble inside. It was the most monumental church in a series of 30 others that Justinian established during this time.
Constantinople was famous for its defenses. Justinian built defenses in the sea and surrounding the city. To prevent being threatened from the sea, Justinian built a huge chain across the mouth of the Golden Horn to keep out opposing ships. This big chain was called the Golden Horn Chain, and it was successful in keeping unwanted ships from entering the Golden Horn. To protect the city, he built walls that were laid out in a series of defensive stone that were made up of 192 towers, and some of the towers were over 70 feet tall. Also, surrounding the walls there was a ditch that could be flooded to create a moat. These great defense systems in Constantinople were very helpful in helping Constantinople last as long as it did. The Great Palace of Constantinople was the large imperial Byzantine complex in the southeastern part of the peninsula, behind the Hippodrome and the Hagia Sophia. From 330 until 1081, the palace was used for royal housing of the Byzantine emperors, and it was the center of imperial administration for over 800 years. The Great Palace of Constantinople was very large, and the total surface area exceeded 200,000 square feet. The Hippodrome was a circus stadium that was the big sporting venue and social venue of Constantinople. It was built between 203 and 330. The Hippodrome of Constantinople was about 1,500 feet long and 430 feet wide, and the stands could hold up to 100,000 people. Regardless of one's social class, everyone could go and enjoy the horse racing, chariot racing, and Canyon, which is a lot like the modern-day game of polo. The Hippodrome provided free entertainment for all the residents of Constantinople and brought people of all social classes to join together for some entertainment.
The Forum of Constantine was built at the foundation of Constantinople right outside the city walls of Byzantium. Also, it was the largest out of all 6 forums in Constantinople. The forum was used for celebration, social gatherings, and businesses. The harbor in Constantinople was located on the south side of the peninsula. The harbor was walled for more protection. There were much fewer invader problems due to the walls. Sea traffic between the Mediterranean and Black Sea funneled through this harbor. The harbor faced the Sea of Marmara. The rebuilding of Constantinople had a major impact on the Byzantine Empire. Justinian made many great achievements during the rebuilding of Constantinople that are still important today. If Justinian hadn't rebuilt Constantinople, it would have been left in ruins and it would have been gone by today. Without Justinian, Constantinople would not have become the beautiful and prosperous city that it became. Thank you for listening.